Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter, Riley, and Shane. Say what up, guys.
Hello.
What's up, nerds?
We are back trekking along through another day of spoiler season for Tarkir Dragonstorm. We had a big, massive first day yesterday. This set is already looking very spicy. We got even more cards to talk about today. But as a reminder, we do only talk about the rares and mythics. If you guys wanted to see every single spoiler that comes out every single day, check the link in the description for our Instagram. Follow us on that. We post all the spoilers. But let's go ahead and start it with this very first card. This is Severance Priest. It is a white, black, green for a 3/3 creature, Jin Cleric. It's got Death Touch. It says when this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, exile that card. And then when this creature leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner creates an XX white spirit creature token where X is the mana value of the exiled card.
I don't like that kind of effect.
It's the apparition effect, except you're attacking their hand. So I don't like this card.
Yeah, I don't like this card either.
These kind of effects are generally only played whenever they are cheap.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that like they're still getting something out of it and coming in at 3, it's a little slow. I don't actually care for this card, but I do really like this like art treatment.
Yeah, the clan art treatment. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Skyclave Apparition from back in Zendikar Rising was like a pretty solid removal piece.
Yeah, it was great
because
removal.
It got rid of something on the board that was scary. I feel like there is so much downside to this card.
Yeah, because if their big piece is big, then they get like big.
There's also just straight up the whiff potential for this.
True.
I mean,
Turn 3, yeah.
I guess that's good for you. Because you are probably hitting something unless your opponent's just bummed they have all lands in their hand. But yeah, Severance Priest, I don't like it. I'm sorry. This is bulk rare territory.
I mean, it's a good TV show, but not a good card.
Moving on, we have Winternight Stories. I apologize for some of these qualities of these cards. This is what happens during spoiler season. They get blurry. 2 and a blue for a sorcery. Draw 3 cards. Then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. And hey, I called it. We would get a Harmonize in a rare. But here it is. Harmonize for 4 and a blue. Which means, if you don't remember, you may cast this card from your graveyard for its Harmonize cost. If you tap a creature you control to reduce that mana cost by X, where X is its power, then exile this spell. Card.
Yeah, you can draw twice.
You can draw a lot of, yeah. You draw
4 mana, draw 6, discard 2.
Yeah.
I like
Seems
it.
pretty solid.
I think this is a card that reads better than it plays.
You think so?
Yeah.
Drawing 3 and discarding 1 just for 3 mana is pretty solid.
You have to use this at sorcery speed, and the Harmonize effect is also going to be tapping down your thing, so that's going to leave you without an attacker or without a blocker. I think it's a steep cost.
Yeah, you could just draw a new blocker.
I feel like this is going to be played in that stupid blue reanimate deck, Hunter, that's like the eyes and the gins and the discard, though. It's going to be stupid.
Yeah. Easy to pitch. This is a reanimator. Oh man, I'm gonna discard a creature card. I just drew 3 cards. Is that my reanimator spell? That's true. That's cool. Yeah, I can see that being played for sure, Shane. I like this card. Winternight Stories. Cool. Moving on to a new dragon. Magmatic Hellkite is 2 and 2 red for a 4/5 creature dragon. It's got flying and says when this creature enters, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Its controller searches their library for a basic land card, puts it on the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on it, and then shuffles. This is a very mean card, and it seems like a card that Riley would play.
Probably not.
Because it's expensive?
I don't think that it's expensive. I mean, it's 4 mana. Like, I think that this kind of an effect is okay. The fact that you're not actually net negating, it's like it's not a net negative for your opponent. There are ways for them to be able to get around with this, and like, yeah, sure, it comes in with a stun counter on it, so it like kind of stifles them a little bit. It's a way for us to be able to play around with land destruction, but coming in on a 4-drop, I just don't think it's all that impactful.
You can attack a Cavern of Souls if you need your stuff
Yeah, but there are ways to be able to do that that are cheaper than 4 mana.
Sure,
But you
but
get
this
the
is also
body.
a 4/5 flyer. I like that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's a pretty solid card, and I think it's going to see play in standard, and it's going to annoy me greatly because it does definitely stifle your opponent. Having that land come in, you're getting rid of, let's say, we're 3 colors in this. You're getting rid of a 3-color land, and you're bringing a basic that just can't untap for a full turn. That sucks.
Get rid of that everywhere land. Now they don't
That's
have
true too.
what's it called
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah, no domain. So we'll see if it sees play. I think it will. And I am a fan of this card. Surprised you're not,
We'll see.
Riley. You love land destruction. You crazy.
This isn't land destruction. This is land
You-
swappage.
You are destroying.
Eh.
Let's move on. This is Eshki Dragonclaw. 1 green, blue, red for a 4/4 legendary creature human warrior. Has got vigilance, trample, and ward 1. And it says at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell, draw a card and put 2 +1/+1 counters on Eshki Dragonclaw. Seems like a card I would play.
Be a fun build around.
It would definitely be a fun build around. This is like creatures, combat tricks.
And counters.
Yeah. Creatures, combat tricks, counters, draw cards. That's the deck.
And you love
you go.
ward.
Ward's good. I've always said I've liked it since it was introduced.
I
But
know.
Ward 1, not very big. But
Little
I like this card a lot.
flavorful.
Seems very fun.
Yeah.
I could see it being played as well. I would have fun with this as well. It does something that wins you games, draws you cards.
Draws you cards. Puts counters on things. This has trample. We will talk about more in our commander grades, but I'm here for this one. This is a little early kind of spoiler. But moving on, we have a new saga. It's Awaken the Honored Dead. Black, green, blue, enchantment saga. Its first lore counter says destroy target non-land permanent. Its second lore counter says mill 3 cards. And its third and final lore counter says you may discard a card. When you do, return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. It's cool.
I mean, it's seems like a Steven
Gives you
card.
something.
Says mill.
You're milling yourself.
Yeah, I know. But it still could be good.
Obviously, you're trying to fill the graveyard to get something back, but it only
Yeah.
goes to your hand. So
A little slow,
actually-
but that's okay.
not actually reanimating anything, but
It's 3 mana removal with upside at sorcery speed.
yeah,
It's true.
it is 3 mana removal.
And
But
then you get
it's
to fill your grave.
3 mana removal. I don't know.
It's like it does more stuff though. Like they said, upside.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, okay, but you have to discard a card to get something back
Oh
to your
no.
hand.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm not here for it. I'm personally not a fan of this card.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll play it against you.
All right, fine. Moving on, guess who is back? We've got Surrak, Elusive Hunter. That's me. 2 and a green for a 4/3 legendary creature human warrior. Says this spell can't be countered. It's got trample. It says whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. That's
It's pretty
right.
good,
if
too.
you counter anything, you
Yeah.
just draw cards.
Yeah.
You get countered, I mean. Yeah.
It's like it's ensuring that you're getting the card draw.
Yeah. This is very good. And it can come down pretty much every time because it can't be countered. Pretty nuts. I like it.
Definitely can see it in standard.
We got wolves. We got bears. We got what I believe is a elk in the back.
I think that's a human warrior.
Oh,
It's hard to yeah. He does have antlers.
I like it. I'm glad Surrak's back.
We know you
It's pretty
like
cool. Yeah, it's mono green. Who doesn't like mono green just trample? You know?
it.
Why not add card draw on it? I'm here
Why
for it.
not?
Moving on. Guess what? We fixed the blurry situation for now.
Yeah, it's all right.
Dragonback Assault. 3 green, blue, red. Enchantment. When this enchantment enters, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. It's also got landfall that says whenever land you control enters, you create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying.
A little heavy.
It is heavy, but it is a powerful effect. I like landfall cards, and making
Would
4/4
agree.
with flying, pretty good.
Pretty
Pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, I'll say that this card is pretty solid. Coming in at 6 mana, though, it is a lot. Dealing 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker is kind of cute. That's probably not actually going to do much aside from just like really irritate the token player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if this is going to be a standard card, this is definitely a basically, I don't know, control the board until you get that 6 mana and then play this. And then wipe all those little creatures and planeswalkers. And then boom, landfall.
Yeah,
4/4.
once this sticks, you just kind of take over the game, I would say.
But you're immediately bummed because they will kill disenchantment immediately. So, yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
I like it though. It's pretty cool.
I'm here for it.
Moving on. Here is the legendary enchantment that was teased by Morrow. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. It is the Sibsig Ceremony for 3 black mana, legendary enchantment that says creature spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. And whenever a creature you control enters, if you cast it, destroy that creature, then create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What am I not seeing?
There's definitely ways to break this card.
Yeah, but why discount something that you're just not going to do it?
Yeah.
That part I don't understand.
Sure.
Like, they
I
don't
saw
work
a
together.
3-card combo that is modern legal. That we'll see play, but the Sibsig Ceremony plus 2 Mirror Retrievers. You get unlimited zombies.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they enter, they bring themselves back. Boop, 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 boop. But
Interesting.
it's only if you cast it, so you do have to continue to cast. I guess that's not true.
I was going to say, with this kind of card, like we've seen like Heartless Summoning before, and that was a cool effect. So to have the creature spells you cast cost 2 less on another card is pretty dope. I definitely think that there's ways to exploit this. If you have creatures that care about dying or care about going to the grave, it's a great way to be able to fill up your graveyard. And then also on top of that, this still like works with any of your ETB effects, so it helps to cheapen those by 2 mana.
Yeah, I just thought about this. The Mirror Retriever thing, it does work because Mirror Retriever costs 2. It brings something back to your hand, so it's free. So you're free. Just cheat, 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 cheat. So unlimited zombies.
Okay.
There you go. Broke
It's
it.
been broke.
KCI is going back in modern.
I don't know if this card is good in my own personal play style. I think I'd ever play this card.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
I'm here for it. This is a card that just screams break me.
I mean, this is a zombie card. Steven would love this card. A Surrak. That combo. Also really good here, yeah. So let's move on. We've got a new cycle of lands. We were talking about 3 colors, so what did they give us? Single color lands as the rare cycle land. Yeah, isn't that something?
Very interesting.
Yeah. First one is Kishla Village. It's a land that enters tapped unless you control an island or a swamp. You can tap it for a green, or you can pay 3 and a green, tap it to surveil 2.
I mean, it's
Kinda
fast
boring.
mana.
It's kind of boring.
Potentially fast mana.
4
is kinda
mana to
boring.
surveil 2 is pretty boring. I think
That's
we're going to be talking about 5 of these right now. I'll say it right now. This is the weakest, in my opinion.
I think Surveil's actually really powerful. It fuels your graveyard. It helps to shape your hand. 4 mana for a repeatable effect with this. I've played worse cards.
All right.
I mean, we all have.
Well, this is bottom of my totem right now. Let's see if it's bottom of your totem as we go through them. The next one, Mistrise Village. It's a land, enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. You can tap it for a blue or pay a blue, tap it. The next spell you cast can't be countered.
Not bad.
I think this one's better.
It's much more playable.
1 blue, tap it.
Yeah.
Can't be countered.
It's
Pretty
only
good.
It's only the next spell though that can't be countered. So like, I don't know actually how much I enjoy this card.
You know what I like about
make your
this?
bomb not
I
be
mean,
countered.
granted, this is better in 3 colors because you have to have a mountain or a forest, and it only taps for blue. But the fact that it doesn't have those color pips on it
Yeah, it's
makes
weird.
this being able to be played in any color that cares about blue.
I guess that's true, actually. You mean like you could play a mono blue deck and play this card?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I like it. Next up is Great Arashin City. It's a land. Enters tapped unless you control a forest or a plains. Tap for black or pay 1 and a black. Tap it. Exile a creature card from your graveyard to create a 1/1 white spirit creature token.
Pretty cheap.
Bad. Not
That's
bad.
pretty cheap. Get some little
It's a cute
fodder.
little token maker.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have to kill your own graveyard, and you are in the colors that care about filling your graveyard, so it works. Flavorful.
Flavorful.
The next one is Cori Mountain Monastery. A land that enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island. Tap for a red or pay 3 and a red. Tap it, exile a top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. We've seen that ability multiple times.
Multiple. It says play, though. That's good. Can't whiff on the land.
Does they play? That is, you are correct. That is really good text.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of an effect is pretty powerful. I love the fact that it's stapled onto a land, but coming in at 4 mana plus tapping, this is expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive. You prefer the Surveil one over this still?
I do, 100% actually.
Okay, so this is probably your lowest totem so far.
I think so far the black one is my favorite, and the green one's my second favorite.
Oh, okay. And finally, we have Dalkovan Encampment. It's a land that enters tapped unless you control a swamp or mountain. Tap for a white. You can also pay 2 and a white. Tap it. Whenever you attack this turn, you create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, and sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Good one,
Little
too.
token producers. I
Yeah,
like
but
it.
these tokens die.
These tokens do die.
Unless you can have them not die.
I don't know, actually. So, like, yeah, you would need some way to be able to prevent from sacrificing, which does exist in this set. So, like, if there is a warriors deck, then this might actually be played in that. But the fact that they come in tapped and attacking means that you cannot use these ever for like any kind of defense.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I don't know.
But you're all about
That base.
tapped and attacking.
Mhm.
This is very much the Mardu, right? We are swinging our
Smash.
warriors.
Yep.
But those are the 5. Which one? Rank them on the totem. You go first, Riley.
Ooh, on the totem, I'm gonna go black, green, and then I'll tie white and blue. And I think red actually is my least favorite.
Yeah, I think my favorite's blue, and then I'll go white, and then black,
That's so subjective,
then-
but yeah.
then red, then green. I just don't like green,
Yeah.
but Shane's blue first, always.
Blue first. I like blue, black, green, red, white.
Wow, hating on the Boros. I see how it is.
As it should.
All right, moving on. We got brand new cards because the first deck was spoiled today. That is called Jeskai Striker. So 8 brand new, only in Commander playable cards or Eternal formats if you want. But yeah, this first one, Tempest Technique. 3 and a white for an enchantment aura. It's got Storm that says enchanted creature you control, and then an enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. Absolute bonkers.
Pretty dope, dude. You mentioned
Yeah.
this as a what's it called? Iriad player. That's kind of
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, you can do that. It's pretty cool to see Storm on enchantment, especially in aura. I mean, there's so many aura decks that this just screams like it has to be in the deck, right? You're going to be casting, if you've cast 2 cards before this that are just 1 mana, say you're casting on turn 6. You got 6 mana to work with, cast 2 things, cast this, you get 3 of these, which now each one counts themselves as +3/+3. That's a +9/+9 on 1 card. Pretty nuts.
Me likey.
I like it. I like it.
I don't think I'm a fan.
That's okay.
Really?
You don't play
Why?
this
Yeah.
style.
Okay. In all fairness, I don't like to load up and put all your like eggs in one basket. I also don't think that Storm is like super solid here because it doesn't just win the game. which is typically what you want to be able to do if you're going to storm off. So this gives too many opportunities, I feel like, for your opponents to be able to interact. They can still kill your creature. They can, I don't know, block and just not
Well,
take
What is
damage.
that?
this could be storm. If you have a multitude of creatures, you just enchant each one. They all get the buff.
And that's fine and dandy, but that's going to require at absolute minimum 1 mana for the spell that you cast prior to that per creature.
Fine.
So this, to me, this just kind of screams like a win more card. And with how much I feel like you would need to invest in this, why not just win?
I
I
think
want
this
to
is the
win
win.
more.
I think this is the win. I think this is the push it over the top. I think you have all of your enchantments on the field, and then however many you get off the storm, it just makes those creatures
Then you
huge.
go for the win, and then they remove your creature, and then you're out for the game, and then you eat Chick-fil-A, and then you're sad.
That is a very
That's how I play
personal,
Magic.
personal magic thing there. Yeah. All right, let's move on to another card from Jeskai Striker. This is a Voracious Bibliophile. It's 3 and a blue for a 3/3 creature dragon. It's got flying, it's got vigilance, and whenever you cast a spell with one or more targets, draw that many cards.
Hmm.
Kind of interesting. Haven't really seen that lane before.
I've seen that text a couple times, but
Have you? Spell with
maybe-
one or more targets?
yeah.
Draw that many cards?
I don't know if you draw the cards, but I'm talking. Oh, I thought you meant like whenever you cast something that targets one or more, you get something.
Yeah, the card from Kamigawa is what I'm thinking of with this. The Kirin. I forgot what the name of the card was.
Oh yeah, the commander, or the one that could be a commander.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Which,
it's
by
a
the
cool card.
way, oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think this is a cool effect. I'm here for it.
I like drawing cards.
Yeah. Card draw wins games. We say it all the time. Moving on to another dragon. This is Caldera Pyremaw. 3 and 2 red for a 3/3 creature dragon. It's got flying, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Then this creature deals damage equal to its power to a target opponent.
Oh, so
Me.
close. It just
You
said
wanted
each.
each.
Oh my god.
It's kind
Still
of a
pretty
mean
sick
effect.
though. It's a very mean effect. It's a target on your back.
You could definitely just continuously cast instants and sorceries and just ping down one opponent over and over and over.
So I will say I have not had the opportunity yet to actually like dig in and look at this deck as a whole, but I am kind of curious. This one is carrying about instants and sorceries. One of the cards we've talked about is carrying about cards that target multiple things, and then we have an enchantment aura. Now I understand that at least one of the commanders that helm this have prowess, so that works with
Mhm.
like each instance of these, but like I feel like this is shaping up to be like a hodgepodge deck really quickly.
Hey, we're Spellslinger Jeskai.
We're
That's all that
slinging.
matters. It's all they threw together. What's good spell sling stuff? That's it. That's what we're doing. So here you go. Spell sling and instants and sorceries, putting counters on this, dealing damage. Boom.
Boom.
Moving on to a new artifact. This is Adaptive Training Post. 2 and a blue for an artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, if this artifact has fewer than 3 charge counters on it, you put a charge counter on it. You can remove 3 charge counters from this artifact, and when you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
Like the effect, a little slow, but I do like the effect. For spell
definitely-
slinging though, you could put a lot in one turn.
Yeah.
I also like how it doesn't forcibly remove the counters once you hit 3, so you can bank these. It doesn't
Yeah.
require you play around with like super awkward sequencing.
Yeah, that's true.
That would suck if you just like, I don't want this to trigger yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy my counter spell on your one card.
Yeah, seriously. No, it's pretty cool. I mean, Shane, you're right. I think it is a little slow. I mean, but for this kind of effect, I feel like it has to be.
I mean, but like I said, if you're slinging spells, 3 in one turn isn't uncommon.
Oh, very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
and
easy
then
to do.
you can do that at instant speed too, so you can remove those counters right as they come on. So I mean, there's
Mhm.
a world that this is not slow, but there's also a world where it is slow.
Moving on, we've got Aligned Heart. For 2 and a white, it's an enchantment that's got Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a rally counter on this enchantment. Then you create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess for each rally counter on it.
That's dope.
That's it.
Dude,
Yeah.
all these counters that are being made with prowess are very exciting.
Tokens, you mean?
Tokens, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, the tokens, there's going to be so many prowess tokens in this
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
This is going to be a nightmare to track.
Yep.
You cast your second. Hey, you got to put a rally. Oh, but you also just triggered prowess twice. You don't forget
Yep.
that. But you also
And
made
then-
a token.
And then you made a monk that has prowess, but that prowess is at a different prowess than the previous prowess.
Let me tell you, if there's anything that I'm good at, it's not missing game action.
Triggers.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna land every single one of these.
Cannot wait. Moving on, another dragon. We've got Transcendent Dragon for 4 and 2 blue. It's a 4/3 creature dragon. It's got flash, it's got flying, and it says when it enters, if you cast it, counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it just on its graveyard. Then you may cast it without paying its mana cost.
I'm gonna say it better do something good for that price. Jesus,
Nope.
It is too much.
it's so
Yeah.
expensive.
You are sitting on this card for a long time,
Yeah,
waiting,
it sucks.
waiting for someone to play something good.
Yeah, it's probably just a dead card in your hand for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunate. It's cool art though.
Yeah.
So far this art in this set has been fantastic. So
Dragon-tastic.
Dragon-tastic. Moving on from Transcendent Dragon to Transforming Flourish. It's 2 and a red for an instant. It's got Demonstrate, which, in case you forgot that keyword, says when you cast this spell, you may copy it. If you do, you choose an opponent to also copy it. Players may choose new targets for their copies. It says destroy target artifact or creature you don't control. If that permanent is destroyed this way, its controller exiles from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Then they may cast that card without paying its mana cost. I feel like if you demonstrate, your opponent, whoever you give it
Yeah.
to, is just going to kill your thing.
Unless, it could be if I do something against Riley and then demonstrate it to you, Hunter, and be like, hey, you do something else.
And I'll say, coming at you, Shane.
All right, well, then this is a bad card.
This.
This is chaos, and Riley loves it.
No, I was
Okay.
going to say that this is chaos, like chaos warp, but like this still allows them to cast.
Hmm.
So like there's potential for even more shenanigans that they can get away with here.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yep.
Just don't demonstrate.
Yeah, this is a chaos warp that doesn't whiff. They're exiling cards from the top until they hit one.
Yeah, I think that scares me.
Yeah. And then they just get it for free. It's like, oh, is that my Blightsteel Colossus? That's cool.
Here's my Kozilek with the cast ability.
With the cast. Yeah, because it's not just coming in for free. That's crazy. Final card for the Jeskai deck. Well, it's called Will of the Jeskai. 3 and a red for a sorcery that says choose one. If you control a commander, as you cast the spell, you may choose both instead. It says each player may discard their hand and draw 5 cards, or each incident and sorcery in your graveyard gains flashback till end of turn. Flashback cost is equal to its mana cost.
Like a Jessica's will.
Jessica. Not really.
This one's a Jessicai's will.
Jessica.
Jeskai's will.
I don't know if I
Is this
want to.
good?
I mean, it's a good wheel, potentially a wheel effect, but open your opponents, and then the flashback. You better have a lot of mana this turn.
Yeah.
It's each player may. So if their hand is decent, they don't have to wheel. They're only going to take
That's
advantage
true.
of this if their hand's not good,
That's a great point, actually.
or if they have less than 5 cards and just want to be able to draw. So like
Yeah.
that first ability there is probably just helping your opponents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's helping you too, hopefully, but yeah. I don't like that first part.
Yeah, it's a way to, because you are a spellslinger deck, right? It's a way to get your hand back.
I mean, it's a way to pitch your hand into the graveyard so that it has flashback.
Or you could have 0. Or, sorry, 1.
You could. In which case, this is 4 mana, draw 5, and your opponents potentially do the same.
Yeah.
But they didn't pay for this.
Yeah.
That's true.
Very true.
I don't know. Will of the Jeskai? Meh.
Won't of the Jeskai.
Won't. Will you or won't you? Won't. But that is going to do it for us today. Hope you guys liked that video. Before we wrap things up, the question is always the same. We will start with Shane this time. Shane, what was your favorite card we talked about today?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Tempest technique, just because I do play her yet, and I'm gonna put it in that deck for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite, Riley?
Oh, I do. It's 100% the Sibsig Ceremony.
Mm.
Art's super cool. It costs 3 black. This card is straight metal. Am I going to do anything with this? Probably not, but it's really cool.
It is really cool. I think my favorite is going to be Eshki Dragonclaw. It just seems like a commander I'd play. So
It definitely seems like a commander you'd play.
maybe I'll build it. Who knows? But that is going to do it. Comment down below. What was your guys' favorite card that we talked about today? Always interested to hear your guys' opinions. And let us know about the other things that we might have missed. We didn't miss any. If you checked over on our Instagram, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you'll see all of the spoilers. That's right. Go like those ones that we didn't talk about, so we talk about them on the last day, because it's all up to you guys what we talk about on the last day of spoiler season. So once again, link in the description. Also, in the description, you'll find links to all of the other social media accounts. Follow us on those as well. And on the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, please click the link in the description as well and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our indestructible tier, starting with Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. O,
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian,
Robert Myatt,
Thrifty PSGR,
Tim K,
and Ryder Cole. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Later.
Bye bye.